Good morning. Well, we're back from vacation and there's quite a bit of stuff to do. We started yesterday. Um, the plants on the inside going into our house doing pretty well. I do need to move that out and make sure it gets more water, that coleus. And I do have a place where I do want to put it. And it looks like we lost this this African violet altogether. So I think we'll do something with that. But other than that, everything looks pretty good. So does our herb pot. Looks like the water fountain for the cats stopped working and we don't know why yet. And I cut back this coralita yesterday because it was going all over the place and around the corner. And you'll see here that the hibiscus that was under the red double hibiscus that was under the kitchen window has been cut back, and that's the pile of leaves. And we cut it back severely every couple of years. But everything else is looking pretty good. This big spot right here, those were an area where I had the air layering of that hydrangea, so I might turn the hydrangea around in a wee bit. But everything's looking better now. We've watered it thanks to our house sitter, and then my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. They kept everything up for us for the 2 weeks that we were away. And I've just cut back some of the grass around the flower beds. So things are looking a bit sparse. I did cut back a few things you can see here with the dianthus, for example. I cut off all the spent bits, so hopefully that'll flush back out. And then we're actually doing pretty well with the seedlings, considering things have been coming up. They were flooded when we got home after a really big rainstorm. So I'll go through them and see if they need to be reseeded after a couple of weeks. It does look like the tomato plants that seeds that I put in here didn't sprout, so we might pre-sprout those. But everything else is looking pretty good. This is one of the hydrangeas that were air layered, and it's just a strange one that I got, so I'm trying to prop it up a little bit, but it had a really big root ball, and it's looking pretty good if you actually look into it. Walking over to this section, you can see we opened up both the Rose of Sharon hibiscus and the rather regular hibiscus to let some light in and uncover the fairy pot and a few of the other things. And then over here, where we planted all the coleus, they look to be coming along. Looks like they need a bit of water right now, but everything seems to be coming along. Oh, look at this hibiscus. I think I need to get a picture of that today. And as you can see here, with all of the growth of the Suriname cherry and the hibiscus, this is the next area that needs to be cut back. So all in all, rather nice. But look at the hibiscus. All of these I've entered into the annual exhibition over the years, and all of them have received prizes. This one right here was a blue ribbon winner. Isn't it just amazing, the gradation of the reds and the pink? And this is also another blue ribbon winner. This is the white with red eye. Absolutely beautiful. And then over here, we lost a lot of the snapdragon, but I've just cut them back and I'll just keep watering them. The portulaca is having its best day. They're just going crazy. And I was amazed that this dianthus was out when we got back. So we'll keep working on this area. And also we have the hibiscus has fallen forward, so we're going to cut this one back and tether it to the fence. But we haven't literally seen this pot all season, and it has a beautiful lantana in there. And then it'll also open up this area. This hydrangea is coming along nicely. That was my birthday hydrangea. And then by pulling this back, it should let this this pawpaw tree have some more light. And then the rest of the garden's not looking too bad. Haven't really had to do very much along this area except for watering. Everything's looking rather nice here, and we have some roses. Look at the bee. And then down here with the other coleus, they've been coming along rather nicely. I did have to cut back the pentas in this pot, and the snapdragon. We'll see if the snapdragon comes back. It was rather dry. The monstera is looking really good. And then over here, I've cleaned up I took out the sweet potato vine out of the pot back here, so now you can actually see the chrysanthemum. These seedlings, tomato seedlings, are coming along really nicely. Looks like sorry about that. The red leaf hibiscus that's gone in here had the charger on it when we ran off to church. And I have a few coleus that we can, go ahead and plant elsewhere. Let's put this right here for the moment. So everything's looking rather nice here. So you see we have some coleus that we can use for the fall. And then along here, some areas where we can pop in some coleus, and then other coleus are coming along. This hibiscus, again, this was started just from putting a slip in the ground, not even rooted, and it just, produces so prolifically every year. This pot, I do need to cut back the lavender, but it doesn't seem to be having a very good time. I'll put one of the red coleus in there as well. And then going into the backyard, looking pretty good considering. We do have the kale, the lettuce has bolted. This is looking pretty good. The basil, and then we do have some carrots coming along. And then over here, the coleus is still looking pretty good, but the jasmine's had a nice growth spurt. This is our star jasmine. It's absolutely beautiful. And then over here, looks like we lost one of our coleus, but we've actually managed to keep another, so I'll cut that back. I'm gonna go through the roses looking pretty good. This pot of coleus is looking good, but it looks like we may have lost part of the gara, so I'll cut that back. And then the red leaf hibiscus has really perked up. Over here, this poinsettia has gone crazy to the point where the poor little, I don't see the daylily at all, so that'll come back next year. Hopefully the poinsettia will grow up and give more light. The two hibiscus I put in here are looking really good. And then we have another scabiosa cushion flower. Isn't that beautiful? And then the frangipani is looking really nice. It's going to be really sad to be losing its leaves in the next couple of weeks. And along the little garden here, things are coming along. You see the coleus coming up and such. The pot here, we have one area where it isn't getting a lot of sun, so nothing seems to be growing over here. We got some plantains growing right there. And look at that, aren't they beautiful? I've gotten another jug to put flowers in because the water bottle that I was using had just such a small opening that I couldn't do very much with it. But we'll cut some things today for that. And then over on this side, that coleus is coming along beautifully. So it looks like I need to do a bit of watering for the hydrangea here, but it's growing. I might turn it around. And then here we have one of our pots just full of portulaca. And then this is growing rather nicely. We have quite a few, that snapdragon growing around here. And then over here I do need to deadhead this sunflower. And we have the test air layered hydrangea here and everything else. So we'll see how that goes. Different color portulaca here. Actually 2 colors. We have a sort of an orangey color, and then we sort of like have a fuchsia color right here. And then definitely the this particular bougainvillea is living its best life. And then going over to this end of the garden, again, this is why I'm so glad when the weather gets like this. I have so many portulaca in the garden. I had to cut back this gazania yesterday, see if that comes back. The zinnia here has gotten too heavy for the pots that are now leaning over. I cut back the tomato plant. I may have a hornworm around here somewhere, but I can't find it. So I'll have to keep an eye out for that. And then this garden, again, look at all of the portulaca. I ended up using that as a border, but it looks like everything else is doing rather well. We have a chrysanthemum in there. And then coming over here, I do have to clean up. The daylilies are sort of dying back, but we still have a flower. And the coleus has sort of like outgrown the garden, so I need to probably stake it up. And then on our final area, we have the beautiful bougainvillea. Look at those flowers. Look at that pink blush. And then a pot full of portulaca, and I just love the ones that look like roses. And then we have our red bougainvillea right here. And this side isn't getting an awful lot of sun at the moment, and so as you can see, there's a lot of work to be done here. And then we have, I think we have a bunch of, if I look over here, I think we have a bunch of, yeah, you can see them through here. We have a bunch of, there, you can see a bunch of plantains growing there. And ultimately, I think we're going to get rid of these trees because, as I said earlier, we don't really eat plantains. So that's our post-vacation view of the garden. And we have to start cleaning these up. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, and hopefully, God willing, we don't have any hurricanes, we can get everything looking rather nice again. So thank you so very much for joining me this morning, and I will see you later. Goodbye.